Let me ask you this. This is a deep one. What emotions do you need to conquer? Is it fear? Fear of picking up the damn phone? Fear of knocking on that door?
Good morning, guys. Welcome to Real Estate First Friday. My name is Matthew Hodge, Executive Vice President here at LPT, joined by Louis Fermin, my co-EVP. Excited to be with you guys this morning. If this is your first time tuning into Real Estate First Friday, each week we are bringing you tactical information that you can implement inside of your business. Sometimes it is mindset. Sometimes it's actionable items like organizing CRMs or tactics for conversion or how to run your business. And then we always like to bring in an expert that is doing exceptionally well at a particular niche. And so whether that's open house or whether it's mindset or something like that, we bring someone in to give you some additional insight who is either running a big business or just doing something really good. So we've got a special guest today, Suneet from Reside, who's going to be doing us a end of year accountability walkthrough to make sure that we start off 2026 right. But before we get started, I gotta say, bro, we got the little Christmas thing going on.
We got the Christmas thing.
Yeah.
I had a feeling you were gonna wear red today.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me contrast it, getting ready for the holidays,
With the
Christmas
green.
being next week. And this subject matter that we're gonna discuss here today is so important because historically this is the time where the majority of the population does spend reflecting on accountability and what's happened over the years and how can they position themselves for the new year. And we're in this 2-week period where the world is essentially taking these actions. Entrepreneurs are taking these actions. I mean, we're taking these actions inside of our own businesses. So very excited to have Suneet here with us today. For many of you who may not know, Suneet is one of the founders and owners for one of the biggest training and coaching platforms in our industry, Reside. So we're super humbled and honored to have him here today. So let's welcome in Suneet. And maybe, Suneet, if you can share some of your background, because you also run an amazing real estate team. So just kind of share with the audience before we get into the subject matter a little bit about you, man.
Dudes, what's up? Look at
What's
you.
up, man?
Miss you guys. It's been what? 2 months. I'm looking
Yeah, man. Too long.
super good to see you. Thanks for the opportunity and the invite. Super quick. I got my real estate license, everybody, when I was 38 after a bunch of crazy stuff. We can talk about that some other time. And 6 years later, from getting licensed, my team was the number one mega team in California for volume and units. The next year,
Sure.
same thing. Um, and then we were number one. I was a number one agent in the MLS for so long that I quit looking, like 7 years, within 6 years of getting licensed. So that really led me to many more opportunities, um, speaking, coaching. And since then, I've done thousands and thousands of coaching calls for thousands of agents and maybe even thousands of team leaders by now too. So it's given me really unique perspective in that I ran my own business to number one, and then I've helped multiple other clients. Look at Steve Myers, right? Been coaching with me for 5 years, and he's number one in his state. So lots of success stories, lots of perspective, and I can't wait to bring some hot sauce on everybody today because
Okay. I love that. I love it.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes, sir. Well, we're going to jump right in. And so, like Lewis said, every time this year, we're taking a little bit of an analysis. We're looking at our business. Maybe we're looking at what worked for us in 2025, maybe what didn't serve us well, what we want to double down into 2026, and what we want to eliminate. And I know that, like Lewis said, we go through that process even corporately to figure out, kind of how that's working internally. What vendors do we want to continue to build relationships with or even grow that partnership with, and which ones haven't really done the best, and we either need to tweak that relationship or have a different conversation. But it's a time to analyze, and I get it. This week is going to be the week before Christmas. Maybe not a lot of that happens, but then you've got that week between Christmas and New Year's, and so that is really where you want to have that plan fully solidified so that you can hit the ground running. And last thing, real quick, we will not have Real Estate First Friday next week, the day after Christmas, just an FYI. But with that being said, I want to kind of turn it over to you to walk us through what should we be concentrating on at the end of this year, last 2 weeks. How do we finish 2025 strong and prepare for 2026?
well, let's just look at where we're at right now. Okay, so everybody, it's going to be super helpful if you get out a pen and paper or get out a notepad because this is in, if you want the most impact out of this, which we all want for you to really participate. You don't need to say anything, or if you want to share in the comments, that's totally cool. But write this down because this is going to be the resets, the just where you put your flag in the ground. I'm trying to think of the right analogy. Where you put your flag in the ground to really look at where you're at and figure out where you're going. Okay. In the comments, did you set a goal for 2025? Many yeses and a couple no's. If you set a goal, did you set a activities that you must complete in order to hit that goal? Good. Many yeses. Awesome. Half. Okay. No. Okay. Did you do the activities that you said that you would do? For those of you that said yes. Good. Some of them. Okay. So right off the bat, I want you guys to really think about the amount of money that you need to make in 2026. I want you to write that number down. Sure, if it changes later, fine. Write down that number, the amount of money that you're going to make in 2026. Not that you want to make, not that you hope to make, that you're gonna friggin' make. You're committed to that number. Okay, good. You guys sharing in there, great. I love those. Good. Write that number down. Look at it. Everybody, look at it. I want you to commit to that number. Okay, then I want you to write down why that number is important. Why is that number important? 120K? Gary, you're not sure why it's important? Marthana, great. Pay off your mom's house. Support family, great. Quality of life, great. I really love that. Pay off my mom's house. Good. So, what's the amount of money that you're going to make? Why is it important that you make it? Next thing, this is some visualization and manifestation stuff, which I'm a big geek in. The guys know that. I want you to write down what your life looks like when you hit that number. What does your life look like, Marthana, when you've paid off your mom's house? Lisa, what does your life look like when you retire? Yeah, let me know because I have no idea what it's gonna look like. Are we gonna work till we die, guys? I don't know. Okay, good. Now, I want you to write down something else, and these are commitments. What is the specific, measurable, actionable activities that will get you to that number? And don't say I'm going to make calls. Don't say I'm going to send out some mailers. Don't say I'm going to get more power packs, which you all should. I love those things. Get hold of power packs on every listing. Okay. What are the specific, measurable activities? Specific. I love the participation, guys. Okay, Monica, you went first. Great. Lead gen and lead follow up with my database. Shannon, seminars. Specific, measurable, actionable activities. Lead gen is great. It's not measurable or actionable. Go deeper. How much lead gen? Open houses. How many open houses? Community get known. How are you going to do that? Community events. How many? Host events with past clients. How many? More listings. Where are you going to get them from? All right. Community events, 6 months. Ben, one every 90 days. Shelly, hire an effective VA. What's that VA going to do? Lisa, get organized. How are you going to get organized? I want specificity for you. No like blanket statements, guys. Specific, measurable, and actionable stuff that you're going to do. Okay? Now, look at it and make sure it's enough. And I want you to think about something about data too, right? Is you say you're going to make 50 calls a week. Hey, great. When has making 50 calls? I'm about to skip ahead of my presentation, so I'm just going to stop. Okay. Good. Go on first Friday every week. Good. Specific, measurable, actionable activities. So let's just look at our life right now. Okay. Hope you guys like hot sauce. I'm about to open it up. What has you overwhelmed right now? If you don't want to share it, that's fine. In fact, what had you overwhelmed all of 2025? Technology, that's a good one. It can be a huge distraction. Holidays can be overwhelming. I feel you there. Training is overwhelming. Social media is overwhelming. Marthana, make sure you follow me because you guys see it. I got 8.8 million views this month. Did you guys see that on my Facebook?
No, that's fantastic.
We can do a training about that later.
Yeah, we need something.
So, what has you overwhelmed? And what has you overwhelmed that's a waste of your damn time? Next, what habits do you need to work on in your business? What habits do you need to work on in your business? Let me see some comments. What are some habits? Discipline, structure, following a schedule, focus, go to sleep. Okay, good. Lots of following a schedule. Didn't we do that last time about the schedule, guys? We can bring that one up maybe next month or February if you want. How about this? You guys all put your financial goals up, right, for 2026? Do your activities match your financial goals? Do your activities match your financial goals? How about this? What's your old story? What's the story that you tell yourself? Maybe it's I'm not disciplined. Maybe it's I can't make calls. Maybe it's I don't know how to do a presentation. It's pretty funny about the stories that we tell ourselves and how early they come on in our lives. I have a 9-year-old daughter, and she says, I'm clumsy. I say, you better shut your mouth. You aren't clumsy. You just fell down a couple times. Don't go into your life thinking that you're clumsy, right? What is the old story that you tell yourself? Yeah, I used to say I was not good at sales. Me too. What's your new story going to be? I'm going to pull this from Tony Robbins. We got to divorce our old story and be committed to the new one. And also, I mean, I'm going to keep on saying this one phrase. Do your activities match your financial goals? I want you to think about that. right? Every morning, and we talked about this last time for those, but you guys probably weren't all there. Every morning, I write down my goals, my intentions for the day, my affirmations, my story. I am focused on who I want to become. The crazy thing is, it keeps on happening the more I focus on it. My life is full of cool stuff happening right now. And it's all from just focusing on making those things happen. Let me ask you this. This is a deep one. What emotions do you need to conquer? Is it fear? Fear of picking up the damn phone? Fear of knocking on that door? Fear of a request for repairs? Oh, dude, I remember back in the day, I would sweat. Send that request for repairs to the other agent, right, guys? This man, is this deal going to go through?
Mhm.
What emotions do you need to conquer? Then, what skills do you need to learn to get to the next step? What skills do you need to learn to get to the next step? Let me hear that. Let me see. What skills do you guys need to learn? It's pretty funny. I asked ChatGPT what skills I need to work on. What hard skills and what soft skills. If you guys use ChatGPT often, ask it that. What hard skills and what soft skills? What skills do I need to learn? I'm going to just talk about some. Monica, talking to the camera. Is the reason you don't like talking to the camera because of fear? For most people, it's fear of judgment. For most people, it's trying to chase perfection. Like, yo, if you want something and you're not getting it, you've got to be shameless. I remember back in the day when I first got my license. When I first got my license, they said you got to do video. So man, ain't nobody want to see me. Instagram Reels were only 15 seconds back then. But you know what? I was shameless because I needed to eat because I had no money. I had nothing. I used to have to go to Walmart to cash my commission checks because I couldn't even have a bank account. I was so downtrodden when I got in this business. I didn't even have internet. I'd go sit in the friggin' Starbucks parking lot and poach their internet to look at the MLS, right? So I got out my phone and I made so much content that it just never stopped. I haven't missed a day, and it's opened up every opportunity. Get rid of that fear. Open up your phone and just hit record. What emotions do you need to conquer? The what skills do you need to learn to get to the next step? Now, write this part down for yourself. What is your MAP? And it's a cool acronym. Might not be what you think. What's your massive action plan? It's 2 to 3 things that if you did every day for 90 days at a minimum level would give you solid results. What is your massive action plan? 2 to 3 things that if you did them every day, so everyone's AI stuff is going off. Okay.
Yep, the bot chats have
Yeah,
attacked.
the bot chat. Okay. That's totally squirreled me. Okay. Um, what's your massive action plan? 2 to 3 things, if you did them every day at a minimum level for 90 days, would change the results. Remember this, the quality of your business will be in direct proportion to the challenges you overcome. The harder stuff you work on, It opens the door to better stuff.
That was solid. Say that one more time, Suneet.
The harder stuff you work on and opens the door to better stuff, right? Like that, I got that from Dean Graziosi. I was sitting at an event and he said that, right? Like, and it's basically this, like the quality of your life and business would be in direct proportions to the challenges that you overcome. Look at your own life, right? Look at all of our lives. Look at RP, look at everybody. Had to overcome a lot of stuff to get here.
It's a great thought. Like you think about it because I know when, as my career has progressed, the challenges that I overcome now are drastically different than what they were when I first started. And so, to your point, when I was solving those initial things, which was like, hey, let me figure out how to fill out a buyer's contract. Like that was the first couple of challenges. But when I got that, then I could successfully do that. But then it was like, hey, I exhausted everyone who I knew who wanted to do a real estate transaction. So now the next obstacle was, how do I convince people who don't know me to use me to do a real estate transaction, right? And then you get good at that. And then it's like, okay, I have so many people. Now I have to organize. And so you just keep putting these things in a row. You just have to keep solving these obstacles. And before you know it, you look back and you've got a thriving business. But you're right. It's constantly about defeating that next obstacle, getting over that next obstacle, and not looking at it as something that can actually stop you, just something that you need to learn how to get past so that you can have the business or the version of success that you're ultimately trying to achieve.
And I love that. And the alternative to that, sorry, Sunit, and the alternative to that is getting stuck in a loop where you're only focused on the easy things. Because we see that too in business where people want to run away from the hard thing. But the hard thing is what unlocks the doors for that next opportunity.
That's
If
right.
you just stay focused on the easy things consistently, you're not gonna you're creating stability,
Correct.
right? You're not gonna allow yourself to grow to a degree to unlock your full potential, and you have to go in there without that fear, not have that fear of wanting to tackle that challenging thing, because at the end of that challenging thing, there is going to be the next challenging thing, but that's where the growth happens.
That's right.
And when you're reflecting back at all of the other challenges that you've experienced, now those seem very minor relative to what you're conquering today, but you got to go through that process and go through that journey. And I like how you said, Suneet, this whole concept of tackling what emotions do you have to conquer as an individual.
That's right.
And there are a lot of times where we will be put in a situation or put in a circumstance where we do get that cold feet. Our heart starts racing. We start getting scared and fearful to do those actions. Don't run away from that.
Yeah.
Like, understand, like, what's causing it? What's triggering it? What do I need to do to overcome that? Don't make it seem like, hey, I was so fearful to do it that I never want to do it again. That's an example of a challenge that you're going to want to overcome, because then you can grow and you will progress. And then you're going to look back at that challenge like, why was I even nervous? We say it all the time. When we started doing this, how nervous were we to be on camera?
That's right.
Right? How nervous were we to have the mic in front of us and be in front of the audience? And, you look at it now, it's like, why did I even have those fears?
Right.
Like, why is it there? And we're looking at the next thing. Like, how do we be better at, what we're presenting and so forth? But we can't be there until you overcome these other challenges that were there in existence before.
And once you start to do that, it becomes easier and easier. Like we always talk about, confidence is built when you fail at something or don't do as well at something, and then you have the ability to go and try it again. It's not about when you win effortlessly and you won the first time. It's about, hey, I tried to do something, it didn't go quite that well, and then I had the energy, or I had the umph to go try it again, and I did better. Like that is what builds confidence. It's not the winning part. It's the overcoming the losses and trying again.
I love that. I mean, you guys know this, right? Like everything you want is on the other side of the work that you're not doing,
That's right.
right? And like this fear, and I know fear, especially people on social media, people posting on social media, people doing any kind of cold outreach, right? People have this fear. I want you to think about the opposite. Are you afraid of picking up the phone? Are you afraid of having zero money in your bank account? Tell me in the comments. Which one is scarier? Tell me in the comments, guys.
I know which one it is, because that's the life I came from.
Yeah, me too. Bro, go to Walmart trying to, get a commission check because nobody would mess with me. Sitting in Starbucks trying to get the internet. Yeah. When all that stuff happened, I didn't even have clothes that fit because I just lost a bunch of weight. So I remember like 3 weeks in being a realtor, my mom's all, okay, he's going to stick with it. 38 at the time. 3 weeks in, my mom drove up from to Sacramento, 45 minutes from my hometown, and she took me to Macy's and bought me like three of the blazers on the rack and like five dress shirts and three slacks. It was like $200 for all that stuff. She finally got me some clothes, and I was looking, I was wearing oversized stuff to the office every day. Right?
Uh,
No gas, um, no internet. Yo, my car would break down at showings every single day,
Mm.
dude. I would have to ask the buyers for a jump. One time, dude, we were in a really challenged neighborhood that talking about fear. I did not want to be there. And nobody had any jumper cables. I had to hang out for hours in my car just hoping everything would be okay.
fucking.
Right? Think about that
Ask the
stuff,
buyer
guys.
for a jump.
Oh, bro,
That's
so
awesome.
many times. Like, hey,
Uh,
I got my cables. You think you can help me out? I know I just showed you a house.
they're like, I'm not buying from this guy.
Yeah. Oh, I still sold them.
Oh, I bet you did.
Yeah, I still got that mouthpiece and that smile, right? Even with no battery or
Yeah.
charge in my
Yeah,
car.
in the modern day, make sure you get your buyer broker agreement executed before you ask for that
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
You ink that bad boy up with exclusivity periods.
Yeah. So then what's the fear, right? And you guys, everybody talks about um wanting to post more on social media, right? So start posting more on social media. I go like 10 times a day, right? Start posting more on social media. What am I going to say? Go to my Facebook and just copy me. Go to my Instagram and just copy me. Run it through Chat GPT. Just post on social media, right? Well, every time I go on social media, all I see is realtors. Yeah, bro, it's because you're a realtor and you're friends with a bunch of realtors.
Mm.
The average person is not. So, like this fear, we all said fear of being broke is more than the fear of whatever's holding you back, right? Fear of being broke is bigger than the fear of whatever is holding you back from doing the activity. Live in that fear. Live in that fear. Make it visceral. Okay? Don't ever be there. I mean, having that bank account with zero credit cards maxed out, if you even had any credit cards, that should terrify you. Take it from me. Do not let it get there. Is the phone really so scary? Some stranger is going to hang up on you? Boo hoo, right? Maybe if you want to role play to get better at that, man, I wish I had it ready, but you guys can just do this. Go into Chat GPT and say, I want to role play a buyer call with you. And it's going to do it. You don't need any fancy tech, dude. You want more listings? You want to get better at calls? Go to Chat GPT and say, I want to role play a seller call with you. I'm a realtor. Make the seller irate. Make the seller nice. You can just do that. It'll work. You don't need any fancy prompt, right? What else is holding you back? So, what else aren't you doing? Making calls, posting on social media, right? Like it's just you guys like what fear of rejection? How about fear of being broke? Live in that. That gets me up every single day. Thank goodness I was single and didn't have any kids back then. I can't imagine how much harder that would be for me to come home in my clothes that didn't fit after a buyer had to give me a jump and I had to wait in Walmart to cash a damn check and see some kids. I would have sold more houses than I even did. And I was already number one in the fifth biggest economy in the world. Like that, fifth biggest economy in the world, guys.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you stuck that in there. I'm like, that sounds very that sounds big. That was good.
It
All
was.
right.
It is true, but yes.
So, two things real quick. One, we are at the end of today, but I think that we should bring you back before the end of the year to continue this session because I think it's great to think about dissecting your thought process in your business in this way. Like what you think about is ultimately going to drive your actions. And so if you're not thinking about your business in the way of like, hey, what am I actually scared of? Like, is it really that big of a deal? Have I built this mountain in my mind over being rejected over the phone? And so I'm not doing that. And that's holding me back from the life that I ultimately want. Like this has been a great process of really breaking those things down into being like, that's not really that big of a deal. And if I want this thing bad enough, I'm going to figure out how to get, past this mental hurdle. And just like we talked about before, the obstacles that you'll make it through in your business as you're building this skill set, it's the same exact thing from a mindset perspective. Like you have to jump over these mental obstacles in order for you to be able to make it to that next step. And some of those things are confronting the things that you're scared about, confronting some of the things that you are not that great about and figuring out how to get better at those things. Sometimes it's hard to admit that. And so this has been a great exercise. And so what I'd love to do, Suneet, if you have any time before the end of the year, maybe the final Real Estate First Friday, it won't be the one after Christmas, but the one the following week, if we could have you back and you can give us a last little as we go into 2026, which I don't know what your schedule is like, so I don't want to pre-obligate you, but if you are available.
That's January 2nd.
Actually, it would be January 2nd. So that Friday, yeah. So that Friday, would you be open to coming back in? Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, guys. All right. So if you found this to be useful, one, go follow Suneet online and see his content. He literally posts every single day. And sometimes I actually even steal his thoughts. I'm not going to lie.
I can tell.
But it's been great, man. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much for jumping on today and sharing with us and giving us the first part of how to kind of start to break those mental blocks that hold us back. We're so excited to have you back on the second. Thank you for committing to that. We'll firm this up just to make sure that your schedule does actually work. But we'll bring you back on the second, and then we'll start that first week technically of January with this mindset in place. So I would love for you guys to think about what you kind of the things that you've written down. Just let that start to change your mindset. Let that start to marinate just a bit. And then we'll put those final things on it. As Suneet says, we'll put that final hot sauce on it on January 2nd so that we can start that first week of January with a bang.
Yeah,
so any final words for you, Lewis? Yeah.
Everybody who's going to come back, number one, you should. Number two, come prepared based on what we talked about because we're really going to open it up on the second.
Yeah,
perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, guys, use these next 2 weeks. I think this is perfect segue into that next Real Estate First, where we can take these next few weeks to, use it as actionable items and get these things memorialized. So that way, when we come back in a week, 2 weeks from now, we'll be able to dissect it even further. So I'm excited for that. Thank you so much, Suneet, for joining us here today.
Yes, thank you, brother. Have a Merry Christmas in case I don't speak to you between now and then, and you all as well, too. Have a blessed and prosperous weekend, and we will see you this Monday for Motivational Monday with Robert Palmer. Thanks. Have a great weekend.